So, what are my investment ideas for 2022? No, I might look ridiculous after making these predictions by this time next year. Predicting the future of the market and the economy is really a fool's game, but I'm going to take my best stab at it. But please don't hold anything against me if it goes completely the opposite. So, as it is now, we're entering 2022, and we're seeing a lot of market volatility. So, a lot of the trades, a lot of the sectors that were quite vibrant and had got a lot of returns in 2021 are turning over. So, tech stocks going through a major reversal. So, some of the large cap tech names like Facebooks and the Amazons price reductions in like 20-30%, even bigger on some of the smaller tech companies, in particular those that were popular during the coronavirus lockdown. So like your Pelotons, your Robin Hoods, those sort of names are really hurting right now. So if you're invested in those companies, I wish you the best of luck, because I can't imagine that it's nice opening your account and seeing that you're down 5% every time you log into your brokerage account. What I can say though is I suspect that this reduction is probably an overreaction due to the US Fed signaling the intention to raise interest rates. While interest rates will put pressure on the earning power of these companies, I suspect it may be a bit overdone. And if you're a long-term value investor, this may be an opportunity to finally pick up some of these more high-quality names that were probably out of your reach over the past 12 months to 18 months. All right. But on the brighter side, some of the other market sectors that have been underperforming, and in fact serially underperforming, like energy, now could be a good time to invest in energy. I suspect that energy prices will continue to go up as supply is constrained. In particular, as I'm recording this video, there's a lot of concern over the situation in Ukraine, along the western border of Russia, which will further inflame geopolitical tensions and possibly cause a spike in fuel prices. So the fuel trade or energy trade investments can be a good play for 2022. So to financials, so some financials which actually benefit from raising interest rates will possibly do good in this market environment. In the context of inflation, food inflation is a major concern. So some of your food and agro producers can also be good investments for 2022. And so I suspect that the food inflation in particular can be something that is more persistent than some of the other pockets of inflation that we're seeing, just because of the food networks and how they work, in that much of the food that we consume every day, no matter where you are in the world, it was produced somewhere else, whether it's legumes from Saskatchewan in Canada or dairy from New Zealand. Given the logistical challenges in shipping from all around the world, I suspect that this will be a persistent problem, because replacing some of these food items, even with local alternatives, is somewhat difficult, because we're humans. We like what we like. We like our brie cheese, and we like our fancy this and fancy that. So I suspect that food inflation will be around, will be more persistent than some of the other forms of inflation that we're seeing. So investing in food producing companies can also be a good avenue to get some return this year. That said, the NASDAQ is going through, I think, a 15 to 20% reduction just from the start of the year till now. S&P 500 has reduced to a smaller extent. So we advocate index investing in in our typical portfolios. So what I would say is that if you're invested in some of these indexes, pull some string. This might be an opportunity to maybe lighten up on the purchases of these indexes and maybe focus more on names that will benefit through this period that we're going through. That said, there's a saying that where there's blood in the streets, buy the streets. So even though the Nasdaq 100 is going through a correction, if you can slowly add to whatever positions that you have to benefit from this price reduction, I'm saying that in the long term that it will work out for you. So what I would advocate is don't put huge chunks in these sectors like the Nasdaq 100, which is the top 100, let's call it the top 100 tech stocks in the US. Don't put in a big chunks at any one moment, but smaller chunks over time to benefit from any perturbations that you may see or that may arise. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So that is my market outlook for 2022. I'm curious to see if this will hold up any at all by this time next year. So, like I said, don't hold it against me. And if you have your own ideas of what the market is going to do in 2022, feel free to send us a comment in the box below. And yeah, look forward to hearing from you. Bye.